Hello, my name is Allison King, and today we are going to discuss The Heir by Kira Cass. And I don't usually hit my books, so... But I am going to preface this with, I read this book the day it came out, and I wanted to give people time to read it before I reviewed it, because I had so much to say. So if I forget some things that happened, I mean, I have a pretty good understanding, but... Okay, the selection, I can remember all the girls' names. This book, I remember like 5 of the guys' names, so don't get angry, please, in the comments or anywhere. So I'm going to preface this with a non-spoilery discussion, which I can't really do very well with this book because it is the 4th book in the series, but I'll try. Basically, this is America Singer's daughter. I'm not going to tell you who she marries until the spoilery section, because that would spoil the one. And she also has a twin brother, and she has her own kind of selection. Well, I guess that does spoil you. Where she has to figure out who her husband is going to be because of some civil unrest in their country of Italy. Do you say Italy or Italy? I'm not sure. But it is a great book. I would give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, there's the usual kind of annoying protagonist written by Kira Cass, but I personally love her protagonist because everyone talks about how, like, indecisive America Singer is. Well, that is a character flaw. And I love how the character flaw is so well known that, like, you don't think of her as Mary Sue. America has that indecisiveness, and she has a lot of where she wants to be a queen, where she wants to take charge, she wants to be the best that she can be, and she wants to be independent, that it's difficult for her to accept. And a lot of people may take that as America is stupid or indecisive, or Evelyn is a brat. But I think that's real. Because have you ever met a rich kid, or have you ever met somebody who has a lot of money or has been trained for a political office or something? They are trying so hard to be approved and do what's right, or like a YouTuber or whatever, that they may be kind of bratty, and you may see them that way. In America, how many people do you know that are indecisive? If I had to choose between 2 boys, I'm telling you, I'd be super indecisive. So I guess that's it for the non-spoilery discussion. I will see you again when you have read the book. When you see the book, really, you can see it right here. Okay, let's give him a few seconds. Bye-bye! Okay, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you have read The Heir by Kira Cass. Okay, this book was so lighthearted and so happy until the stupid ending. She cannot kill America. I don't care if America annoys you or whatever the heck is wrong with her. The ending, she cannot kill her off. I mean, Maxton broke my heart. I think everyone who has read the series loves Maxton. And he just, after the whole Aaron situation where, okay, I mean, I was shocked, but I also wasn't shocked because I love Aaron as I read the book, and I thought I loved their dynamic, him and Evelyn. And he seemed like sort of a funny guy, entertaining. I kind of wish we could have read it from his point of view. But as the story went on, him and Camille, I think that's how you say it, Camila or Camille, I think there was something weird about that. Like, I knew he was planning something. In Kira Cass's books, there's a lot of moments where you can feel like, oh my god, something bad is going to happen, we're in trouble. And I just felt it, and I didn't expect him to do that, but it just, for poor Ethan in America, and I think it drove America into a heart attack, which he probably feels terrible now. Oh, by the way, I got it signed. This one is not personalized like my other books. Really? Where is it signed? Sorry, I should have looked before I opened this. It said signed by the author. I didn't get to meet her this time because she wasn't where I was, but when the one came out, there it is. When the one came out, I got to meet her and have her sign all my books and talk to her. And I've always been a Kira Cass fan. I love her writing. How this book, I read it in like 2 hours. I waited years and years and years for this story. I don't know if anyone else had this problem, but America and Maxton didn't really seem like parents to Evelyn. Like, they were there and they cared about her, but I feel like Maxton would be protective. He would be a good dad to Ethan, but he just was kind of pushed off it. And I understand that they have this political problem, which, okay, the political problem I did not even see coming at all. I thought, this is probably stupid of me, but I thought, oh, once we get rid of the cast, everybody will be fine and dandy. But as you read the story, I kind of understand how people, that was like their system. That's what they had faith in, how they figured out who they were and things. And now it's like, oh, you're not a threat, you're just people. And for them, I bet it's like a culture shock. But they're doing these horrible things, like if you're a 3, you're being burned or whatever, they're not giving people jobs, and there's not really much that they can do. So I didn't really like how the selection was kind of a PR stunt, because I kind of like how these have a Bachelor-like feel, but yet they're way better than The Bachelor. It's not like stupid, you know what I mean? It's got more, it's got political things, and it's actually country, and the characters are not just like stupid like The Bachelor, which I watched The Bachelorette, so I'm not like bad-mouthing that whole thing, but it just kind of felt a little more cheesy and like predictable that it was a PR. I can't even remember what that stands for. It's not public relations, I think. Stunt. I loved all the men. Hale, I'm getting, a lot of people ship her and Hale, but I'm getting some weird vibes off of Hale. I mean, he is adorable, how he's kind of, usually I like the romantic boys, but how he was like, I'm going to prove myself to you every day about how much I love you. I was just kind of like, you're full of yourself. I don't know why, but I just feel that way. Like, I would skip through basically every time we talked. I am the biggest Caitlyn shipper ever. Kyle and Ethan for forever. I was so nervous when they first started getting together, because I thought, like, Marley and Carter's son, like, and Ethan was such a brat to him. Like, he literally is a breeder, and he was, like, dropping his books, and she's like, oh, him with this stupid hair, and stupid blah, 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 blah. And she kept getting mad at him because he was a reader. That is a good thing. We like readers. And I love their dynamic and their friendship as it kept going on, because it was almost like a friend, whatever, friendly, but yet I feel like there's more feelings there. I wanted Evelyn to tell him so much when she was like, oh, that kiss was just amazing. I've never felt anything like this before. And she just would not tell him. I was like, then Kyle might be in here for the end game. I'm pretty sure they're end game. I think it's kind of cool that, obviously the selection, I mean, we didn't know for sure, but America, you're reading from her point of view. You knew she was probably going to be the one, especially with the whole cover and the wedding dress. But this, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure Kyle is going to be the one, but there's a lot of other contenders, like Henry. Okay, if Kyle doesn't win, I want Eric to win. I love them. That was my little... I don't think Henry's going to make it as much as he's sweet and just... You can't really run a nation that speaks English and not speak English. I think he's going to make it to pretty far, because she likes him, she enjoys his company, plus Eric, and he's just so sweet. And kind of like, I don't remember if it was Elise or Natalie, but I think it was Elise in the selection, how she had some ties to New Asia that they kept her on as long as possible. I really enjoyed this book. I laughed a couple times. That one, I think his name was like Jack, who like was yelling at her and touching her. I was like, oh my god, Kirkas, what is this? And luckily Aaron, I was so like, I was waiting for Maxon to just like come and like punch his lights out, but Aaron totally just like took charge. Okay, this is something that I don't know if anyone else agrees with. I found Josie Woodwork super annoying. Like, super duper annoying. She drove me to insanity. Like, she just seems so much full of herself. Like, everyone says Evelyn is full of herself, Josie Woodwork is full of herself. And I mean, yeah, that is a realistic person, but she just drove me crazy. And then I hated how everyone was like, well, Evelyn is just being so mean to Josie, and Josie is just a normal human being. Well, Josie knows how to push Evelyn's buttons. And I think Evelyn overreacts a couple times, but at the same time, she has so much to do, and as the heir to the throne, that she shouldn't have to deal with Josie and her personality and how you know what I'm saying, like how she's kind of a brat. Like I feel like just because she lives in the castle, she had all those friends and she was friends with the king and the queen, that she kind of feels full of herself. And not a lot of people agree, but I did not like her at all. Which I love Kyle. It's like, how are the two of you siblings? Kyle, I didn't see the architecture thing coming. In his room, Evelyn's just like, it's terrible. It's so gross. And I was dying of laughter. I loved kind of, almost like Aspen and America kind of friction between the two of them. I want Eric to win if Kyle doesn't, because I really do feel like he cares for her and that they would be a good pair, but I don't really see how that could work when he's the translator. Maybe it could be this weird freaky thing where she marries Henry, but she's really with Eric. I don't know if that's how Kira Cass is going to take this, but it would be really awesome. May was just amazing. I did not expect May to be that kind of character at all, but as you read the book, I was just like, it made me smile remembering old May, and she was so funny, and Marley, and oh my god, I forgot about the scene when, what is her name? Aspen's wife. It's America's, not gardener, America's maid. Oh my gosh, what was her name? It was a good name, like it was a normal name, like I feel like it's Anne or something. Well, their whole conversation, and they were like, we can't have children, and they were crying like, that broke my heart. Like, Kira Cass, you need to solve that somehow. I was crying, because I was one of those weird people that I tried to stay out of it as much as possible, but I read the Unlock the Heir and listened to the audiobook, and I stayed up till like 5 a.m. like a week before, and I was reading all of them, and I had to know what happens. So when I opened this up, I was on like chapter 16, and it was such a wild ride. It was so much fun. I want to know who put Kyle's name in, because if you look at the selection, in the first couple books, they say you have to put your name in yourself. Like, her mother could not put her name in for her. And so, did Kyle put his name in but then get embarrassed? Or, like, did he think that it wasn't going to get picked? Was it, like, a joke? Because I don't really see how one of his friends could put it in. I absolutely loved being able to see kind of, like, what Maxon had to go through with the selection. Because, you know, we were looking at it through America's eyes, so we didn't get to see how we picked the names and all that. And I cannot wait for the final book. I hope there's more. America cannot die. Maxon needs a hug. Keelan for life. Henry needs to go and Eric needs to stay. Let me think of what else I'm doing. May is just adorable. May needs to find somebody though. I want May. Like, I know how people are like, well, every character doesn't have to be in a relationship. Well, May deserves to be in a relationship. May is just adorable. I love Marlene Carter. I love Kyle. I hate Josie. And Erin and Camille or Camellia, I really enjoyed her, but when this whole thing started going, I was like, I would love for you to share your thoughts with me. I would love for you to comment. I don't know if any of you have seen this before or you've read it. It would just be really nice to have someone else to talk to. I actually have a cool story where I met someone in Chicago who hadn't bought this book yet, and I saw her looking at it, and you know, Barnes & Noble is my stomping ground. It is where everything that I love is. So of course I started talking to her about the series, and she was going to buy some books, and she didn't, I guess, bring enough money, or like didn't want to waste the money on buying the Heir. So of course me, like, the ending was probably mean to do, but of course me as a person, I decide that, you know, I need to share this story with someone else. I need to let her see it. I need to let her read this and just enjoy it. And her friend hadn't read the one yet, so she was like trying to get all the spoilers out of us, and I held my ground, and I even did a couple statements that would make her think that maybe like America was with Aspen, and so she would have to read it to find out. But I haven't emailed her back, and I feel so bad because I just yesterday I realized that she emailed me and I hadn't sent her back But it's really, like Kat was talking about, the whole idea of the experience of reading. It really has affected this book, and I will remember this book for a very long time. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you later. Goodbye!